Hello, Dumelang, Sanbonani, Molueni, and a warm welcome to the Maths Genius video tutorial series brought to you by SABC Education. In these tutorials, we help you unleash the mathematical genius in you by showing you key mathematical concepts and how you can master them for success like a true genius.
Today we're going to be looking at how to obtain the straight line equation when given 2 points. So you find that the general equation of a straight line is y is equal to mx plus c, right? Y is equal to mx plus c, where your y is your dependent variable, and if it's on a graph, that's the one that's on the vertical axis, right? So if it's on a graph, that's the vertical axis, right? And then your m is your gradient. That's the slope, right? So the slope, the gradient, is the rate of increase of y compared to the increase of x. I'll explain that in detail, right? And then your x is the independent variable. Which you can find on the x-axis. That is the horizontal axis, right? So that's the horizontal axis. And then your c. This is an independent term which is called the intercept or the constant, right? So once you understand what this line stands for and how to use it, then you'll be very, very comfortable. So y is equal to mx plus c is the general format of a line, right? It's the general equation of a line. So now, if you're given 2 points, can you be able to calculate, can you be able to come up with the equation of a line? So let's say, I'm just going to draw a diagram where I'm using the Cartesian plane. So this is your y-axis, this is your x-axis, and this is your origin, and it's 0, right? So if we have a straight line and it passes here at 2 and here at 3, right? 3 and maybe 7, right? 3 and 7, right? So we're saying we've got 3 and 7, and then we're given another point on the graph here, right? Which is, say, 4 and, right? 4 and maybe this is 10, for example, right? So we're given 2 points. These points, we know the coordinates, because the coordinates are always in the form of x and y, right? So this would be, the coordinates will be 3, 7. And these coordinates will be 4, 10, like that. And then we're also given the intercept, because the intercept is the value of y when x is equal to 0. So you can say the intercept is the value of y when x is equal to 0, right? So if anyone is asked you calculate the intercept, just know that the value of x at that point is 0. So you're saying y is equal to c, whatever c is in terms of the graph or the equation given. Right, so we have 2 things now. We have 1 thing on our equation. Y is equal to mx plus c. We can take our 2 at the intercept. So we can write this y is equal to mx plus 2. Already we know what c is, but the problem is we don't know what m is for us to be able to complete the equation. So we need to understand how to calculate the gradient. how to calculate the gradient. So m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. What we're simply doing is that we're saying as x is increasing, y is also increasing. So the gradient is simply comparing the rate of increase of y to the rate of increase of x. That's what's happening here. So if you look, when x moved from 3 to 4, y moved from 7 to 10. So we're saying this change compared to that change, that's the gradient. In other words, we're saying we can draw an imaginary square right angle triangle and say that this distance from here to there, right, is 10 minus 7, which is 3. Then this distance from here to there is 1. And because it's a right angle triangle, we can use Pythagoras theorem to calculate this distance, right? We can do that. But it's not necessary in this case. What we want is to say 3, which is 10 minus 7 over 4 minus 3, which is 3 over 1. And that's 3. So your gradient in this case would be 3. So meaning that the equation would be y is equal to 3x plus 2. That's your equation. It's complete now because you know what your gradient is, you know what your intercept is, and now you can be able to predict any point on that graph. Let's say somebody is to say, if x is equal to 10, what is y going to be equal to? Now, it's just a matter of substituting in that equation because we have found the general equation of the line. So we are able to predict any points on that line because that's the equation of the line. So if x is equal to 10, what is the value of y? So we say y is equal to 3x times 10 plus 2. The reason why we're multiplying by 10 because that's the value of x, so we have to substitute. So y will be equal to 30 plus 2, which is 32. So we can do it for any value of x. We can even do it for x is equal to 1,000. We can substitute in there, right? 30 times 3 times 1,000 plus 2. Or if it's 2,000, 3 times 2,000 plus 2. Because we have found the general equation of the line. And how did we achieve it? Because we used the 2 points. We found the gradient between the 2 points. And how did we do that? We found this distance. This is the increase in y. We found it as 3. This is the increase in x, the corresponding increase in x, which is 1. So 3 over 1 is 3. That's how we got the gradient. The 2 is the intercept, where we're saying if the value of x is equal to 0, then your y would be 2. So this is how you use points to find the equation of a straight line. All you need is the gradient and intercept. Thank you.
Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Unleash your mathematical genius today. If you have any maths questions, you can post them for free on www.mathsgenius.co.za or email them to info@mathsgenius.co.za.